Hello guys, good day. This is Ayan of Reinforce Me Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today we are going to talk about worry. Productive worry tips. We're going to talk about worrying today. You know the way when we worry sometimes, those moments wherein we tend to overthink about the issue, we turn out to be unproductive. But on the other hand, worry also motivates us to solve the problem. Worrying is a natural and instinctive part of human being. It arises from our mind's desire to anticipate, prepare for, or avoid potential challenges and uncertainties. At its best, worry can serve as a helpful tool, encouraging us to take precautions, solve problems, and stay motivated in the face of difficulties. However, worry can sometimes become overwhelming, leading us to stress, anxiety, and inaction. The key to managing worry lies in understanding its purpose and impact. Rather than seeing it as purely negative, it's important to recognize that worry can be both a warning signal and a driving force for us to really nail the problem. By learning to channel worry constructively, we can turn it into an ally that helps us make thoughtful decisions, build resilience, and pursue our goals with greater confidence. Worry is a natural part of human psychology and can be both helpful tool and a harmful burden, depending on how it is managed. Now, there are two sides of the coin when it comes to worry. But the good thing about worry is that it acts as a motivator. Worry often signals a perceived problem. When harnessed constructively, it can help us push to take action, push ourselves to really think about solutions to our problem and then execute in order to take out the worry. Replace worry with action, preparation, and planning for potential challenges. For example, worrying about an exam can encourage you to study diligently, so you will surely pass the exam. Another good thing about worry is that it improves our problem solving skills. By focusing your attention on a potential issue, worrying can enhance your ability to anticipate risk and identify solutions. For example, worrying about financial stability might lead to creating a budget or saving more in long term. Another good thing about worry is that when we try to worry about a thing, it enhances our vigilance and awareness. Worry primes our brain to notice details and avoid pitfalls. This can be particularly valuable in situations that demands caution. Like for example, worrying about safety while driving makes you drive more attentively. And the good thing about worry is that, a great deal about worrying is that it signals what really matters most to us. Worry often aligns with your values and priorities. If you worry about something, it's likely because it is important to you. So if you don't really think about it, then it means nothing to you. For example, worrying about a loved one's health reflects your care and concern to them. On the other hand, there's a good thing and bad thing about worry. Worrying primarily leads to anxiety, on the other hand. Anxiety and stress. Chronic or excessive worry can spiral into anxiety, affecting mental health and physical well-being. Like when you worry a lot, you're going to have problems with your sleep, headaches. And when you worry a lot, it can also lead you to paralysis by analysis. Sometimes it leads you to inaction. Overthinking potential outcomes can hinder decision making and leads to inaction. For example, worrying too much about failure might stop you from starting the project. because you want things to be perfect, you don't want to make mistakes, then you ended up not doing anything at all. And obviously, when we worry a lot, it is a waste of energy and time. If worry focuses on uncontrollable events, it can become a drain on mental and emotional resources without yielding any benefits. For example, constantly worrying about others' opinion when you cannot control them at all. Worrying about others' acceptance and validations to your decisions, to your actions, to the things that you want to pursue. And lastly, we have a good and a bad deal about worry. The worst thing can happen about, worrying too much is that it distorts reality. Worry can amplify the worst case scenarios, making problems seem larger or more imminent than they are. For example, assuming a minor symptom signals a severe illness, like worrying that your headache is already something else, something sinister, but you don't really have it checked with the doctor. You just worry. Well, some people are like that. Now, with all this good thing and bad thing about worry, I also got you 5 ways to use worry at your advantage. Now, first things first. When you start to worry about things, keep thinking about the worst case scenario, how badly you've been betrayed by the person. First of all, distinguish between productive and unproductive worry. Productive worry leads to action that solves or mitigates the problem. Use it to brainstorm solutions or prepare, just in case if, the situation occurs again. Now, unproductive worry is a circular and, it focuses on the things that you cannot change. Practice redirecting your thoughts when you think about the things that you cannot control, like other people's opinion, taking validations about people, what other people are thinking. Those are out of your control, even the weather. The only thing basically that you can't control is just yourself, your thoughts, the things that you're going to say, and even your actions, your reaction. And the next thing that you can do about worry is to turn it into planning, preparation. When you feel worried, ask yourself, what can I do about this? Right? You can even write down your plans, your solutions, the things that you're about to do. No matter how small it is. For example, if you're worried about, meeting the deadline, break the task into manageable chunks with, specified deadline in order for you to meet the final deadline. Another trick about, tricking your brain when you worry a lot is to set a time limit for worrying. Allocate a specific time each day to address your worries. This prevents time allocation for your worry prevents them from consuming your entire day. So if you like to think about what might can happen, if you like to anticipate, you set a time for that. For example, when you think about, about the how messy the house will be when you go home, as a mom, you give yourself to think about it, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Tell yourself, you can say to yourself, I think about this for 15 minutes after lunch and then move on. Because if you worry a lot about, after about the status of the house, if it gets messy with your kids, well, of course, in some point it's gonna be a bit messy. But when you think about the worst case scenario, most of the time it's not gonna happen. productive thing you can do about worry is to use it as a signal for self-reflection. Ask, why does this matter? Why does the issue matters to you? Understanding the deeper reason, you know, about your intention can clarify your priorities and help you act accordingly. And lastly, you might want to also consider practice reframing. Instead of thinking, what if this goes wrong? You can ask, what's the best way I can handle this? If the worst, when things comes to worst, like you can even write it down. You can practice. You can do journaling. Your solutions and the worst case scenarios, and then what you can do if the worst things happens. At least you're planning ahead. This shifts your mindset from fear to problem solving. All in all, worry is a double-edged sword that can either hinder or help us depending on how we approach it. While excessive or misplaced worry can lead to stress, anxiety, and inaction, productive worry serves as a powerful motivator, problem solver, and signal for what truly matters in our lives. The key to mastering worry lies in distinguishing between helpful and unhelpful concern. It's about thinking about what are the things that you can control and the things that you cannot control in the situation. Taking actionable steps to address what's within our control and letting go of what isn't, it can even, we can, it's easier for us to plan if we only think about the things that, things that we can control. If we are only considering them. And plus, we can plan out for the things which could probably be, just in case if these things happen, if things gets worse. By reframing worry as an opportunity to prepare, reflect, and grow, we can transform it from a source of distress into a valuable tool for navigating life's uncertainties with clarity and resilience. So if you ever love this episode today, I hope you learn a lot from our discussion. You can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even in Amazon Podcasts. You can even share this to your family and friends. Reinforce Make Love. By the way, this is Anne, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much.